Hello guys, and welcome to the show. My name is Wahab Mohammed, aka Maestro, and this is Football Analysis, where we talk about the various football happenings in the world. Yes, on this online streaming channel, CTV. Yes, we have our usual suspect in the house. We have Mr. Nee. Hi, Mr. Nee. And we have Tanko, always there for us anytime we need him.
Good afternoon, guys. It's evening already.
Yeah. It's evening already. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. So,
Yeah.
please, those watching, make sure you follow us on our social media platform on Twitter, Instagram, and on TikTok. TikTok is at CTV Live. That is SEETVLIVE. And on Facebook is at CTV Live One. That is SEETVLIVE1. We have so many shows on this online streaming platform. We have music shows, movie shows, football quizzes, food quizzes, post-COVID educational quizzes. So this is just one of them, football analysis, where we talk about the various happenings in the world of football. Yes, the Olympics is going on in Tokyo, I believe. Yes, Tokyo. And China are actually topping the chart right now. They have more than any other team. Closely followed by the USA. Also, we're going to talk about the transfer windows. Who is going to where? Who is there already? Who are they going to sign up and all that? We had too much talk with Lukaku, Grealish, Kane, Man City. Do they need Kane and Grealish at the same time? We don't know. We're going to talk about that today. Also, we can tell you that Ben White, yes, confirmed Arsenal, yes. And also, I think they're talking about Varane as well. I don't know if that's true. Yes, apart from that, we're talking about the final of the Olympic football, Spain versus Brazil. Brazil knocked out Mexico and Spain knocked out Japan. That was evenly contested. So who's going to win, Brazil or Spain? Remember, Brazil, they are the defending champions of the Olympics, and this is the third straight final. Yes, Mr. Let me start with Mr. Nee.
Okay.
Let's start with because I know let's dwell on the transfer window, but just touch on the Olympics. Have you been watching the Olympics?
Yeah, I've been watching a couple of matches. I guess because of the pandemic, we haven't really have the interest growing in people to say they want to focus on the Olympics, and the situation of the country, the world at large, has not really given people the joy to say they want to sit down to watch the Olympics. The Olympics is a game of thousands, a game whereby millions of people gather together to celebrate, and it's a game where we discover young talents. We discover the young shall grow. They come to display to us their magical hands, ranging from shot put, high jump, so many sports. You can see Nigeria is coming up with so many talents. We have a representative in gymnasticism right now. We have one in canoeing. And
I
really
think so
great
far. I think
talent,
so
great
far in the
talent.
Olympics we have two medals: a bronze medal and a
Yeah,
silver.
we have a
Yeah, a
bronze,
wrestler. I
yeah,
think the
and
wrestler won the
a
silver.
silver.
Yeah, yes.
Oduto Roma. She won silver in wrestling, and we have one
I
who
think high
won a
jump or
bronze
something.
in high jump.
All right,
Yeah,
great.
you're correct.
Mr. Tanko, can you just do me a favor? Can you face where the light is? You are back in the light. I can't see your face clearly.
Okay.
No, the other way. The other way. Okay, better now. Martinez Gibb is scored a wonderful penalty. You understand? So, and Spain as well, Asensio scored the one that game 1-0. Asensio with a beautiful curl to find the back of the net. It's going to be Spain, Brazil. Do you think Brazil are going to win that and to retain their title?
Where are you going with?
Of course. Everyone
Answer.
knows. Everyone knows. I love Brazil.
I'm saying who should answer this question?
No. You, Mr. Tanko.
Well, okay, fine. I watched. I didn't exactly watch the last game, the semi-finals that Brazil played. Yeah, I just watched maybe part of the game, and for me, I don't think this Brazil team is a fantastic squad. I don't really think so. I don't know. I have this bias for Spain.
at the final. So my head says Brazil is going to win. My heart says Brazil is going to win the game, but my head says Spain because I noticed that a lot of the Spanish players they were part of the Euros. They didn't get any rest whatsoever. So for me, I think Spain will win the game, but Brazil looks a more disciplined team to the Spanish team. Yeah. So for me, I will, based on my bias, I would like to go for the Junior La Roja, but Brazil, of course, we know them. They are always tournament favorites, right? So we could go either way, but I would want Spain to win the game.
Talking about football as well, let's look at the pre-season matches that have been played so far. Chelsea with an impeccable record. They've not lost any game so far. We can't say the same for Arsenal. Arsenal, they've lost some games, a couple of games. I don't know what's happening to them. But I understand the preseason is meant to help, for the coaches to test one or two players and all that.
Of course.
I understand, yes. I think Chelsea, they have a game today as well against Tottenham at Stamford Bridge. Yes, today at Stamford Bridge. And yeah. So far, Tanko, how would you say has been the performance of Arsenal this preseason?
It's not been smooth. It's not been smooth. It's been topsy-turvy. Yeah, but you could understand that under Arteta, Arsenal is in a transition, and some of the players that were brought in, for example, I follow a lot of guys on Twitter, a lot of guys that they speak about Arsenal. Most of them seem to be impressed by the new signing, Sambi Lokonga, but if Arsenal wants to make their next move in the Premier League, in the league proper, some of these mistakes that they've done in the preseason, they cannot afford to do it in the league, and it has been one of Arsenal's Achilles heels in the past.
Yeah, look at the second goal Chelsea scored. It was a defensive error
by Bellerin, and it's like a recurring decimal at Arsenal for many years. As great as David Luiz was at Arsenal for the past 2 seasons, we thought if he comes to Arsenal, he's going to change a lot of things. He still does those defensive mistakes. Rob Holding, good guy, but always has that ability to make those costly errors. So for me, we hope to see Ben White. The whole world wants to see his £50 million price tag, if it is justifiable or not, But Arsenal is likely not to start with their best defensive midfield player against Brentford. That's Thomas Partey. No thanks to Chelsea, they broke his leg, right? So, but it's not been a smooth game for Arsenal. But the team is still. So we're hearing of James Maddison, we're hearing of Lautaro Martinez. For me, if those guys come, they're going to improve the team. But the team still has a lot of work to do at the moment.
All right, great. Chelsea so far so good. No loss. It's been good. We've been seeing a performance of guys like Ziyech, guys like Havertz, he's been playing. Even Loftus-Cheek, and they're coming back. He's been doing great. Barkley has been doing great. All smart for Chelsea. And today, Chelsea's playing Tottenham in preparation for the Super Cup on the 11th against Villarreal. So, do you think we have all it takes? Chelsea has. So I keep saying I'm not supposed to say we, but I don't know. The Chelsea in me just it keeps coming out. So, do you think Chelsea's got all it takes to win the Super Cup?
First,
it's going to be playing in Windsor, in England. Windsor's in England, yeah.
Yeah,
in the UK. So I think that should get an advantage for Chelsea.
First, let me say the sky is blue and it's always blue, and you always see Chelsea at the top.
Yes.
I really commend the transmodification of Tuchel in Chelsea. I mean, having done so many great things in the span of 6 months, it's something substantial. You understand? I see Chelsea winning the Super Cup, and I'll say why. Why is this? We have a great record against Spanish teams.
Definitely.
And you can see the effect in the semi-final against Real Madrid. Real Madrid think they are the champion, they are the top, they have quality players. But let me tell you something. When it comes to records, it's not about players. It matters, but what matters is the energy, the zeal the players put in. And do not forget, Tuchel is a man who has been considered a failure in PSG. So this man, his transformation from PSG to Chelsea is to make the world understand that there's a pattern by German coaches. And German coaches are one who have been doing good. You can see Hansi Flick, you can see the likes of Van Gaal, and now Tuchel coming to the limelight in 2016 gives a much more cozy look into German football. They don't play German football outside of Germany. They play good, much more better football in Germany. Some people say Tuchel plays the Italian game. Is like an Italian coach, is a German coach who plays an Italian game. But look, whether you play Italian style, you play German style, football is football. All we need is a win, the records, we need the results, you understand? So Chelsea, and the much more thing I like and I love about this season is playing against Premiership teams in the preseason. It gives this much insight and much more zeal, preparation into the team. Arsenal is one who I feel if they continue that way, if Arsenal continue the way they operate the system in their club, they are not achieving anything. Bringing the likes of Lewis, Willian, who came into the team without nothing good, no contribution, no solid contribution to the team, and they feel woefully. That's to tell you that it is not the coach, it is the system.
Well, Tanko, do you agree that's the system?
It is not the coach, it's the system.
Yeah,
the system.
To an extent, he is correct. The system has been like a disco for so many years. You know, I usually tell people that the day that David Dean left Arsenal, the heart and soul of Arsenal departed, because that was the chief executive that pushed Wenger to do important signings. You know, there are times that David Dean he will give Wenger even very little notice in signing some players because he knows from his heart that those players are going to do well for Arsenal. But since the Kroenkes took over, the American capitalist system took over, where it is profit above passion, it is profit above club values, it is profit above trophies. You know, so the system has largely more than 80% slowed Arsenal. Then the system gives rise to signing of lackadaisical players. The system gives rise to signing below average players. We don't want to start naming names, but Arsenal over the last 15 years, they've signed a lot of lackadaisical players. So the system has taken Arsenal back. Our juniors in football, Chelsea, they have seemingly overtook us in transfer and signing big players. Who was Chelsea before, during the early years and the mid years of Wenger? Who was Chelsea when Abramovich took over? Who was Chelsea? But now Chelsea has won the Champions League 2 times, and Arsenal has played in just one Champions League final in 2006. So it likely has to do with the system. The system is faulty, and you cannot fix it. We say in PR, you cannot carve out a good wood, a good image from a bad wood.
All right, great. We can't carve out a good image from a bad wood. We're going to break with that. When we come back, we'll talk about the transfer news. It's still football analysis with yours truly, Wahab Mohammed, aka Maestro, on this online streaming channel, CTV. Stay tuned. Welcome back, welcome back. It is football analysis with your host with the most, Wahab Mohammed, aka Maestro, on this online streaming channel CTV. If you haven't joined or followed, make sure you follow us on our social media platform. On Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok is CTV Live, that is SEETV and on Facebook, which we are live on right now, is at CTV Live 1, that is SEETVLIVE 1. Yes, this program is brought to you courtesy Adama Sunday Foundation. Right here, we're concerned about your general safety. So, in case you're driving out, make sure you use a seatbelt and also obey traffic rules and regulation. Also, when you're going out, go out with a nose mask. Always keep a social distance. It's very important that we do that. Health is wealth. We have so many shows on this online streaming platform. We have so many shows coming your way for your viewing pleasure. We have music, movies. So if you're thinking about music, we have Music and Me. If you're thinking about Nigerian movies, we have Moviepedia. It aired rather a few hours ago. Yes, and we had a lot of participants. And we have post-COVID educational for your kids at home preparing for common entrance, junior WAEC and senior WAEC. So that one is quite educational. Please watch out for that. So tell your kids to start reading, prepare that. We have cash prizes to be won as well. We have prizes like tablets. We have what's it called again? We have branded t-shirts, headphones, we have sanitary pads, we've got wipes, we have so many things to run. We can even do scholarship for a child, you know, if you're very if you answer all the questions correctly in record time, we could just do that for you, you know, just to give back, you know, to the society. The essence of this is to help, you know, the society at large. That is why we are here, for you guys. So we have shows for mothers, for food, and for those that like to cook. We have shows for them. We have football shows. You know, we have so many shows. Let's go back to our pundit. Let's really talk about the transfer news. Let's start with Man City. Apparently, they seem to be the big money spenders in every transfer. But they want to bring in Grealish, and they want to bring in Kane. In fact, Kane missed training. You know, I think he wants to leave Tottenham. He wants to go to Man City. Let me start with you, Nee. I mean, Grealish, Kane. Is that not too much?
Sincerely speaking, one of our administration I do not think they're doing well is Man City again. You keep on spending money, and there's a reason why you are spending money. You understand? You keep on spending money. You spend money. You spend money. Last season, Man City spent £1 billion in buying players. And what is the game? They won the Premiership, and they won the FA Cup, and they won the Carling Cup. I beg your pardon. What we're fighting for is the Champions League. Grealish to me is still an average player. Grealish to me is still an average player. For a team, for Grealish to become a super player, he needs to move. He needs to move. He hasn't done anything special. Aston Villa still remains the same Aston Villa. I'm sorry, West Ham. Right? Is Aston Villa? Right?
Aston Villa.
Yeah. Aston Villa still remains Aston Villa. For a player who has done fantastically well for his club, they will say, okay, he has elevated to a quality player. Look at the likes of Harry Kane. We can say Harry Kane single-handedly bring Tottenham to the limelight. You understand? Brought Tottenham to the limelight. He's got fantastic goals. He's so consistent. You understand? This player we're talking about is just a player hitting around the club to make, just filling this place. But, you know, the English media knows how to hype a player. Look at the likes of Declan Rice, who were valued at 50 million naira before Chelsea opted out to buying Declan Rice. Where is Declan Rice today? You understand? So Grealish for me is just because he's skillful and he knows how to use the ball. You understand? That's why they're going for him. It's just an hype. They should focus much more on better players. There are better players in the Italian league. You understand? There are better players in the German league. You understand? Buying Kane is an addition to the team. But they are strikers. They are players. They are playmakers who can do it better than Harry Kane. We have Sterling there. We have Jesus.
Foden.
We have Foden. We have Foden. Yeah, so many players that can do it better. And Harry Kane for me is too static for the system of game, system of style of football Manchester City play. You understand? They like the all attack, all defense system of football. And Kane is just a player who likes to stay put in one place. Then he switch in
Grealish,
between
yeah.
the positions. Yeah, and makes the goal happen. So for me, Man City is just trying to bring another addition to the team, not a special player. You understand?
Tanko, do you're back in the light? Do you agree with that though? Do you agree with that?
I completely disagree with me 100%. 100%.
Okay.
100%. Man, I love the way he analyzed opposite of what was in my mind. Like I'm enjoying it. Like you call Grealish average? Like seriously? Jack Grealish? No. I will not agree with you. See, let me tell you, there are parameters to use in judging a good player. You judge a good player that makes his mark in an average team or in a less than average team. Aston Villa is an average team at best. It's an average team at best. Some people can even call them a less than an average team. This is the boy that grew up at Aston Villa, came through the ranks from under 12, under 9, under 16, under 19, and made his debut at 16 years old. 16 years, 200 and something days. He made his debut at Villa. And this is a boy who has carried this team single-handedly on his shoulder. If he's not scoring, he's assisting. If he's not assisting, he's a menace to people. At the Championship, in the Premier League, he went back to them to the Championship, brought them back to the Premier League. Last season, he had a fantastic team, barring the injury he had. And you call this player an average team, a player that whenever he plays for England, most times he doesn't start, but as soon as he comes into a game, he becomes a game changer. At the Euros, we saw it. Whenever that Grealish is introduced, even if it's just 15 minutes, he does way better than what a clueless Raheem Sterling does for the whole 90 minutes. When he holds the ball, see, Jack Grealish is the next English footballer I will call after their all-time best player, Paul Gascoigne. He's the next biggest talent after Paul Gascoigne. So for me, if you call Jack Grealish an average player, I will completely disagree with you. Jack Grealish has brought like the fear factor into Aston Villa, especially in the last season. So he has been an amazing servant for club, and going into country-wise, the English media, they are very divided. Why doesn't Gareth Southgate start him in most games? Because he brings that X factor into the English Three Lions national team. Then going to Harry Kane. Harry Kane is not static. Harry Kane is not static. Harry Kane is a modern day number 9. I have my problems with English players, but Harry Kane is a modern day number 9. Harry Kane is one of those hardworking attackers who drifts back, try to get the ball and move forward, and try to be very involved in team play. He doesn't just sit at the 18, 20-yard box and wait for people to get the ball. He comes back sometimes. Sometimes he gets too deep for my liking. A player that I will always tell you, a maestro, a player that I will tell you the highest working attacker in the world is Edison Cavani. Harry Kane is close to that. Has so much energy to burn. That's why it's not surprising that he's Tottenham's all-time leading goal scorer. So if you call Harry Kane a lazy player, a box player, I will absolutely not agree with you. It's a modern day number 9. So he's an amazing player. So the price is the problem. English player, we know they come with that supreme price tag on them, even if they are not worth that kind of amount. But we know that once you're an English player, you are priced beyond measure. So for me, Man City, they are spending the money, but they're going to get good value for their money.
I agree. Unfortunately, we lost Omni. I think he's got a low battery, so I just have you now. Yeah. Okay, let's go to Manchester United. Manchester United, they've signed Jadon Sancho already. And Varane is I think he's doing his medicals at Man U. So do you think these additions? I'm even looking forward to signing what's his name now? Haaland from Dortmund, but I don't see that happening because Dortmund is saying they don't want to let go of Haaland. But with the addition of Varane and Sancho, do you think that it's enough for Ole Gunnar for them to do something next season?
Yeah, I think these guys are going to improve the team, definitely. If you ask me, these guys are going to improve the team. Perspective. Paul Pogba is discussing with PSG. We all know it's an open secret. But why I will tell you that Paul Pogba might not leave are two reasons. In transfer negotiations, one of the easiest things to achieve is wages. The wages between a player's wages. But as we speak, for Pogba and PSG, they've not come to an agreement on wages.
Definitely.
That's one. That's to tell you that for Pogba is not forcing a move out of Man United. That's one. Then number two, some years ago, his mom made it clear that the Pogba family are Olympic Marseille fans. In 2018, the mom said that over her dead body for Pogba to come back to play for PSG, even though he grew up there, but they are Marseille fans. They prefer him playing for Olympic Marseille than coming back to play for PSG for the second time. So for me, these are two factors. Then number three factor that I believe nothing is impossible. You never say never in football, right? So number three factor is that we know how crazy his agent is, Mino Raiola. So if Mino wants to force Pogba to leave, he can just compromise on the offer that PSG has given his client for his weekly wages. But he's not doing that. He's playing cool. These are three factors. Then on the other hand, Man U too, they are sitting down with Mino trying to discuss a contract extension. So for me, these are the reasons why I believe that Pogba might not leave. Like I said earlier, nothing is guaranteed in football. PSG might just wake up and give Pogba an astronomical figure, just the way they gave Gini Wijnaldum. Barcelona were very sure that they were going to sign Gini Wijnaldum as soon as PSG came to the party. Wijnaldum saw figures and his head turned, and he's a PSG player today. So going back to
okay, keep going.
Then going back to Varane, I see Varane. I'm a big fan of Varane. I've spoken to some Man United fans. They have their reservations about Rafael Varane, right? They have their reservations about Rafael Varane. But for me, he's a top player. It's
a wonderful defender.
He has won 4 Champions League.
Yeah, it's a wonderful defender.
He's a wonderful defender.
But I really feel for Real Madrid though. They've lost Sergio Ramos and now Rafael Varane as well. Like two key defenders.
It's a big loss. It's a big loss. But Real Madrid, they have a way of getting out of the ashes whenever a big player leaves. Raul left. They never thought that they were going to get a player that come and break Raul's record. But Ronaldo came. He scored 450 goals in 438 games. Shattered every record at Real Madrid, right? So Real Madrid has a way of picking themselves out of the ashes and moving forward and becoming a stronger team. Yeah. So going back to Varane and Jadon Sancho, I believe that I have a fear that Jadon Sancho might struggle at the Premier League because of the pace. He's not exactly your pacey kind of player. That's number one. But what he lacks in pace, he has in ball ability and strength. He's a tall and a very big guy. So for me, I think he could cope with the physicality of the Premier League. Then Jadon Sancho, he's going to bring a lot. Even though in football, he's 19. He's 20 right now. He's relatively a greenhorn. So, but generally speaking, this guy is going to improve. Man U's build-up has been slow, but they are finally getting those players that will fill in those holes that they have been lacking a long time. So these guys are going to improve the team. Yeah.
Let's go to Chelsea now. Chelsea has been back and forth with Chelsea about the whole Romelu Lukaku, Haaland crisis. They need to sign a big striker, and that's Thomas Tuchel's objective right now. He needs someone, a front man, he needs that person to take it. So I don't think the Haaland deal is going to fall through, even if people are saying okay, they're going to increase the bid and all that.
The Haaland is not going to happen.
Yes. So they're looking at getting Romelu Lukaku now.
Yeah. The Lukaku deal is happening. You know why? Because Inter Milan, they are not in the best of financial position.
Exactly, because even Lautaro Martinez is going to what's it called? Is it Arsenal? Yeah, I think Martinez is going to Arsenal.
Yeah, Arsenal. Yeah, they said initially the talk by Inter Milan by their Chinese owners was that Lautaro Martinez is sellable for the right price, but Romelu Lukaku, I like calling him Romelu Bolingo Lukaku. He is not sellable, you know. So last week Thursday, Chelsea made a €100 million bid for Lukaku. It was turned down. Yeah. So right now, reliable sources are saying that if Chelsea can cough out, I'm talking about Fabrizio Romano. He's someone that we all respect. Yeah. So Romano today on Twitter, he said that if Chelsea can come up with 120 million to itself, so Chelsea will hear out that money and sign Romelu Lukaku. Then others because he has unfinished business at the bridge. So if you remember vividly well, the last match that Lukaku played was a European Super Cup game against Atletico Madrid where he lost a penalty. So you can just imagine that those memories are still haunting him. He's a big player now. He's one of the top 3 biggest number 9s in the world. So he has and again, Chelsea is in a good place. They have a good squad. They are much in a better place than he left them. So that appeal will still be there for him to go back to Chelsea.
Let's go to Arsenal. Arsenal, you know, you can confirm you've signed Ben White, and what's the other guy's name again? Yes, and I think you're looking forward to signing other players. Do you think those players would get you to either winning? You know, the first part is every season I keep asking myself, what is Arsenal's objective this season? Because I don't really see Arsenal as the title contenders anymore for anything. Carling, FA, Champions, Premier League. So what exactly do you think is running in Arteta's mind right now? What exactly is it buying this player for? Is it to win the Premier League, or to get to top 4, or what is it? What exactly is it like? What is his mission this season?
He has been at Man City, Maestro. Yeah, he has been at Man City, and so he has understood how you win trophies. You win trophies through excellence. You win trophies through money. You win trophies through the right mentality. You win trophies through the right character. You win trophies through the right system. Like Neil spoke about, the system. The system is what produces these things. If the system is faulty, just like, for example, the Christians will say in the Bible, in the book of Psalms, that if the foundation is faulty, what can the righteous do? So the system is faulty at Arsenal. So Arteta is a coach that wants to succeed. So he wants to bring this winning mentality that he saw firsthand at Man City. He wants to bring that mentality, that culture into Arsenal. And how can you bring that culture? You can only bring that culture when you sign the right playing personnel. Arsenal has been having a faulty playing personnel for so long. That was why even I told you some time ago, in my early days on this TV station, I told you that I wanted Wenger to be sacked 6 or 7 years before he left. I wanted him to leave because what do you call it? What is this word? This lackadaisical attitude became a norm at Arsenal. So Arteta is trying to change that philosophy. He's trying to bring players. So, and also, Arteta also has a philosophy of you can sign very good players, train them through the academy, which for me has always been a good philosophy of football. One of the reasons why we respect Wenger. So you could see that signing players like Ben White, you could know that Arsenal wants to create a defensive partnership between Ben White who is 23 years, and Gabriel Mangales, who is also 23 years. So these guys are young, they are still relatively greenhorns, so you can train them and make them world-class player in 2-4 seasons from now, right? Sambi Lokonga, the same thing. If in case our viewers don't know, Albert Lokonga was a recommendation from Thierry Henry. Yeah, it was Thierry Henry that recommended the guy to Arsenal. That this guy is a good player. He's your Monday day number 4. He's a combination of a whole lot of qualities. Sign him, and he's going to give you good money, good value for your money in the nearest future. So, but I think that is signing. So that is why you can, and I also feel that the riot, the protest at the Emirates last season has also forced the Crown case to bring out the money they have refused to spend. So that protest has made, we heard rumors that Arsenal has about 250 million pounds to sign players. So far, they have spent 75 million pounds on signing 3 players. So now we are hearing that they've entered into negotiations with Leicester City for James Maddison. They have also asked about the availability of Lautaro Martinez and a couple of other players. So for me, I think the Arsenal is taking their step. They are taking their signing one step further this season.
All right, let's go to Liverpool. Liverpool right now, they obviously know.
It's been quiet so far.
Yes, Shaqiri is leaving the club. We can say that Shaqiri is leaving the club. They want to sign Coutinho back. I don't know how possible that is, but also good news for them is
the coach said Coutinho is part of his plan.
Yes, good news for them as well. This what's his name now? This defender is back in training.
Kunate.
No, the defender, Liverpool defender, the one that sustained an injury. What's his name now?
In Cameroonian.
No, the main one, the defender. What's his name?
Oh, Virgil
van Dijk. Yes, he's back in training. That's a boost for them,
Yeah,
considering the fact that he missed a lot of matches. In fact, in like so many matches last season. I think that's a boost for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I think Liverpool this season. I just hope that they do something this season.
People are not excited about Liverpool this season.
Yeah, people. I don't think people are expecting much from them this season.
Yeah, a lot of people are not excited, and their new signing, Kunate or Kuyate, the guy from RB Leipzig. I heard a journalist criticizing him that the guy is not. But for me, he's a young boy, he's a young kid. So you don't use a couple of season matches to judge people. He's a young kid. He's a greenhorn. He's still learning the rope, and he's under the tutelage of a very good coach. Jurgen Klopp, yeah. Jurgen Klopp is a very good coach. He's a good manager. So for me, I think he's going to be a good player. He might not be a good player right now, but give me 2 seasons, he's going to be a good player. So Virgil van Dijk's comeback is a huge boost for that team. They've missed him so badly.
Yes, defensively last season they've been nothing to write home about.
They were terrible. They were terrible. So the guy is like a new signing for Liverpool. And of course, Joe Gomez is going to come back.
Definitely.
Preferred defensive partnership. Yeah, he had a bit of an injury relapse, but of course, before the first 4 games of the season, he's going to be back fully fit for Liverpool. So Liverpool, basically, what Liverpool has been doing this season is extending players' contract, not necessarily signing.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what they've been doing. Fabinho, a couple of days ago, yesterday or day before yesterday, he has committed his future to Liverpool to 2026, and we're expecting the contract extension of their goalkeeper, Alisson Becker, and a few other players. Yeah, so basically, Liverpool are trying to tie down their best players to long-term contracts. For me, it is very cool. So, and also we cannot rule them out because that's what we call longevity in football. It's not about the signing; it's about the blending of the players that you have signed. So you might sign a lot of players. The fans might be excited at new faces, but how that you've gotten new faces? But how quickly will these new faces blend?
That's the thing.
Has that as an advantage.
That's the much you can take. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. You're always available for us. Thank you. So I think I'm going to call you 2 days before the Super Cup final between Chelsea and Villarreal. So we're going to talk about that.
Fine.
Do have a wonderful evening.
And you too, man.
All right, so that's the much we can take on football analysis today. We've looked at the Olympic and the final football match between Brazil and Spain. We also looked at the transfer news and as well the preseason matches. Don't forget to follow us on our social media handles. On Facebook is at CTV Live 1. On Twitter, TikTok and Instagram is a CTV Live. And don't forget, we have other shows coming up on this online streaming platform. We've got Movie, that's Moviepedia, Music and Me, post-COVID educational program for kids, writing, junior YX, senior YX, and of course, common entrance. And we also have food for those that like food. Yes, we have so many football shows. How are you in your club? So you're thinking about football. So many just for your viewing pleasure. And don't forget, again, the program is brought to you courtesy Adamasile Foundation. It's been a blast. I'm happy every time I come in front